The problem with the drunken style is that it attracts drunks, dreamers, people that like to drink, often think this is great. Drunken is a great way to chase this dream. I've had 3 drunken students. 2 of them were drunks, and they had to go. The other one was very good, took it seriously. You know who you are, we appreciate you. So how did the drunken style develop? Well, there's many stories around this. According to the legend, there was a monk that started dipping into the plum wine, and he was a high-level warrior monk at the time. Pretty soon the abbot found out, probably pretty quickly, and the abbot said, "Oh no, the warrior monks of Shaolin cannot taste wine. This is a great sin against the body." So he said, "You're going to have to go." Now remember, there are variations of this story, so we don't really know. But according to one legend, he had to go. So the inebriated monk offered a challenge to the abbot. He said, "Abbot, allow me to fight my monk brothers. And if they win, I will go away. If I win, you can adopt my fighting method into Shaolin." So according to the legend, the abbot agreed. Now the abbot would have been in a tough position here. However, the abbot said okay. And according to the legend, the monk beat them all in his inebriated state. The fight lasted half a day. Long fight. Now the warrior monks of Shaolin were good, and he was one of them, but he was inebriated. So in the story, the abbot says, "Okay, your drunken style is good. We will adopt this into Shaolin, but you cannot live in the temple." So we moved into a cave. Now it was forbidden to drink alcohol, as I said. So the style spread like wildfire. As I said, the abbot would have been in quite a position. He says, "Wow." So the man is wasted, but he already had plenty of skill before, and no one can deny his prowess in this style, in his inebriated state. So the abbot probably said to himself, "This will be taught, but no one else will drink. When he's gone, we will pass this on." Now, if you watch it, warrior monks practice drunken today. They don't drink a drop. Their bodies are tough. It's very fluid. So when we talk about drunken, and I'm going to demonstrate some techniques in a second, but when we talk about the drunken style, we have to get specific about what we're talking about. Are we talking about a drunken man who's pouring from the bottle into a cup and drinking, offering and serving? Or are we talking about a drunken creature? We talking about a snake with the master pouring wine over it. A snake whipping its body around in an inebriated state. Or are we talking about half a bottle of wine on the ground? The human drunk passes out. A monkey comes up, picks up the bottle. Monkey see, monkey do. Skills are temporarily enhanced. Aggressive behavior. Powerful. Unpredictable. This is what makes the drunken style so effective, because it's unpredictable. But the point of drunken is not to be drunk, to pretend to be drunk, to lure the opponent into overconfidence. Now, there are countless thousands of styles of Kung Fu. There's countless styles of drunken. Drunken creature, drunken man. Whatever. I've seen Drunken Eagle performed. I wasn't impressed. Not to say someone else couldn't do it well. It was not a Shaolin monk. But I've seen a lot of good drunken out there. So I'm going to share a basic technique of pouring. I talked a little bit about pouring from the bottle into the cup. Taking a basic drink. Pour. Now we have to align our bottle with our cup so we do not spill. We do not want to spill our drink. Right? Now remember, if you are drinking, you're killing your liver. So it's only going to be short-lived. I'm sure the monk that founded Drunken, if he stayed on the wine, probably died a pretty miserable death. So basic Drunken, I'll show some footwork, but at first, we're just pouring right to left. But we gotta be smooth and fluid, and we gotta learn to not spill. Take 2 cups of water. 1 cup is full, the other's empty. Pour into 1 cup, back and forth. Getting used to the fluid motion. Now remember, Drunken is about fluidity and heavy power. You want forearms like lead pipes, just like in all the creature styles, all Kung Fu styles. Conditioning is very important in Drunken. Also gimmicks and gestures. So practicing Drunken, imagine you are completely wasted. So you're going to be moving. Offering, serving, locking an opponent, pouring the alcohol down the throat, hitting, pouring out stale wine, dipping into the bowl, coming up with a full glass or a full cup. Now, if we get into some basic footwork, we're going to start with a forward and backward stepping technique. So if I go forward, I'm going to take 1 foot over the front and back. Here's the motion. At first, it's just the body. Now, if you know someone who drinks a lot and functions very well late at night, they can move with you with a flow that is very astonishing sometimes. But remember, they're killing their liver. That's why the 2 students I had that practiced Drunken, they drank too much and they had to go because they couldn't understand instruction. And when you're trying to teach them something, they would challenge you. This is very disrespectful. However, the one that stuck around was very good. Now, there's also Southern and Northern Drunken. The footwork is about the same. So if I do the backward Drunken step, 1 foot goes behind the other. I step out and back. So it looks like this. We want to stagger. All right? Now my arms aren't coming into play yet because I'm getting the basic idea. Pretty soon the arms start swinging. Now we're offering. We're offering lots of wine to our opponent. So the techniques, maybe I pour over the top into the flower. Drunken is tough. rough on the body. There's a lot of falling, heavy conditioning. So the back step, once again, one foot goes behind the other, like so. Here's the motion. Now, if we put the arms in, it's going to look like this. This allows you agility to turn on a dime. Similar to leopard, but the energy is more like snake, heavy water. So drunken is the water element, but it's the poisoning of the water in the body. So the creatures, when they drink, are different. It doesn't become an addiction. They are how they are in the moment. When it wears off, they don't miss it. It's the human, the undeveloped human mind that I spoke about in my last video that poisons the creature mind. If the human mind is developed, then the next step to the creature mind opens up. When that develops, then the dragon mind comes. So the dragon, it could be holding a glass. It could do it. Or it could be eating rotten grapes. Drunken dragon eats rotten grapes. Catching with the human drunk lifting the glass down the hatch. With the drunken dragon eating the rotten grapes. Powerful style. So remember, if you're practicing drunken, alcohol will only hinder you. Because like I said, you're gonna kill your liver. If you drink every day, get some help. You have a problem. Especially if it's hard alcohol. All right. The reason this hits home to me is I watch people destroy their lives with alcohol and drugs, but we're talking about drunken, which means alcohol. So if you found this basic breakdown of drunken at the lower levels informative, click the like button, even better subscribe. Now we appreciate the new subscribers and we appreciate the likes. But remember, a style like drunken takes work. One of the things I've had to deal with over the years is people asking about styles, but they're not serious about doing it. It's just something to kill their time in the moment while they dream. As soon as they go away, they're gone. Someone asked about drunken. What about drunken style? What about tiger style? This is not a serious student. The serious student is right there. How much does it cost? I want to learn this. Well, you can't learn this yet. You have this, this, and this in front of that. How do I start? How much does it cost? Here you go, Sifu. The student won't go away. Comes to class, brings a notebook, remains for years. Kung Fu is very hard, and it gets a very bad rap because of Wushu, which was a dance-like performance that was created by the government to distract the masses from the real combative art. Now, if you don't believe me, watch the monks of Shaolin. Watch them breaking these huge logs and bricks. There's even a video, a bunch of skeptics try to debunk it, with a monk putting a power drill to his temple and to his plexus. Now they're measuring the force he's pushing in on. No skin was broken. Now, if you're laughing at this and you think this is ridiculous, this is not your channel. Because if you ever see a Shaolin monk They are very powerful, but they're very disciplined. They're very quiet. And I assure you, if you're ever in the presence of one, it's an experience. I've been face to face with Shaolin monks a few times in my life, and every time it's been the same. They're like a mirror. And if you don't have your shit 100% together, pardon my French, you will feel every ounce of their presence. And it will feel heavy. So, hats off to the warrior monks of Shaolin. Hats off to the creatures. If we have the wisdom to learn, all can teach us their virtues. We appreciate you watching. All right. Seafood Les Clements out.